In the beginning, there was nothing. The world was just a big black storm, until the goddess illuminated everything and created a continent populated by 9 races. The dragons, the elves, the onis, the dwarves, the demons, the dark elves, the centaurs, the beasts, and the humans. Our protagonist, a human named Light, says goodbye to his family and leaves home to become an adventurer. His goal is to become one of the greatest adventurers on the planet, so that he and his entire family can live comfortably. But in this world, humans are frowned upon by other races because they are considered too weak. Light goes to the Adventurers Guild to register, and the attendant asks if he has any gifts. Then he shows her his unlimited Gacha gift. With this power, he can spin a magic wheel whenever he wants and use the card received. But most of the time, the cards are useless. He tries 3 times and gets only a crooked fork, a rotten apple, and a moldy loaf of bread. Therefore, the attendant gives him the F rank, the lowest of all. He asks her if there's any work he can do, and she points to the message board. But humans in this world have a low level of literacy, so Light didn't learn to read. The attendant says that there are some manual jobs that pay little, such as collecting firewood, weeding, and cutting lawns. And Light accepts because he has no other option. After working hard all day and getting just enough to get through the night, he is attacked by a group of beasts. Their leader claims that he was the one who bumped into the group and soiled their clothes, so in return, he steals what little money Light got. The boy begs him to return the money because it's the only one he has to spend the night. But the beast says that he wouldn't even get one night in a cardboard box with that money. He kicks Light away and walks away laughing with his group, while others curse and humiliate the boy as they pass by. Then, an elf offers to help him get up, and he gets scared and apologizes for touching her. But the elf kneels down and hugs him, saying that everything is fine. Her name is Sasha, and she is part of the Concord of Tribes, a group that represents the 9 races created by the goddess. Along with her are Garo, Drago, Diablo, Oboro, Nano, Sion, and Centaur, each of a race, and now they only need a human to complete the group. They formed that group to end discrimination between races and create a world together, and they invite Light to join the Concord. Now that Light is part of the group, he joins them for a quest into the Abyss, the most dangerous dungeon in the world. Light really is weak, and the others need to keep an eye on him and save him all the time. Drago says he doesn't mind it, because he likes the tea that Light makes, and Sasha apparently has feelings for him, because she's always protecting the boy. She tries to say that she only does it for the good of the group, but her red face says something else. They keep walking through the dungeon until they find a good place to stop. Light sits down and starts brewing the tea, but the others are glaring at him, and Drago says that this is not necessary. They gather close to the boy, and the dragon tells him that he's being banned from the group. Light doesn't understand what he's saying, and the group's attitude towards him changes completely. Garo says that he's now useless to them, and the others start cursing and offending him in every way, saying that he's so stupid that it drives them crazy, and that he stinks so much that it is hard to breathe near him. They were pretending to be nice to him before because they needed him. Their superiors learned of Light's unlimited gacha skill and asked them to keep an eye on the boy, because he could be a maestro. But they realized that his skill was so useless that it would be impossible. So their new order was to eliminate the boy, not only banning him from the group, but from existence. Garo slashes the boy's face and he tries to run, but Sasha pierces him with an arrow in the leg and he falls. The beast continues to attack while the others laugh at Light's cries of despair. He doesn't understand why this is happening and begs them to stop, but Garo wants to end his life quickly because the deal was to say that he was attacked and killed by a monster. While the boy still tries to flee and begs for his life, his power activates a teleportation trap that saves him from Garo's attack at the last second. The teleport takes him to another location within the abyss, but that doesn't change anything, because he would die immediately if he came face to face with a monster. He remembers his family and begins to cry with longing. Light doesn't understand why that happened. The group always treated him well, and he trusted and believed in them. He was happy, but it was all just a lie, a trick. They tricked him into entering the dungeon and then tried to kill him. They treated him like garbage and laughed in his face. He has no idea about the maestro they were talking about, and someone gave the order for them to kill him. Then Light swears revenge. He will not die there. He will escape from the abyss and kill all the members of the Concord of Tribes. He will make them pay. But before he can do anything, he comes face to face with a level 1000 monster, the kind that only exists in fairy tales. He realizes that the teleportation spell has taken him to the deepest part of the abyss, and the only thing he can do to avoid being killed by that monster is to use his unlimited gacha. He's been barred from seeing his family, discarded like trash in that hell. And yet, he won't be able to get revenge on those damned ones? Not gonna happen. Light's unlimited gacha ability works much better than he thought possible. He gets an extremely rare card and summons a hot maid, who says she will have no mercy for anyone who threatens her master, not even a puppy like that. The monster is destroyed into thousands of pieces, and the maid cleans up its remains with a flick of her arm. The maid kneels in front of Light and heals his wounds, saying that she couldn't bear to see his beautiful face covered with such terrible bruises. Light is shocked that he's no longer injured and has stopped feeling pain, and the maid says that she will be honored to hear the boy's name in that beautiful voice. He introduces himself and she starts calling him Master Light. By the maid's code of honor, she is bound to her master and will live in his service until the day of his death. Thus, she swears absolute loyalty to Light. The boy wants to know her name, and she introduces herself as Mei. She is a super ultra rare, level 9999 card that came from Light's unlimited gacha. And like the birds in the sky flying side by side, and the trees on earth with intertwined branches, she will stay with him even after death. Light thinks this is impossible because his gacha is useless. There was no way someone so amazing could have come out of it. But it happened, and the maid asks him to call her just Mei. When he does, she is happy and asks Light to fulfill one more wish of hers. She wants to use her innate appraisal skill to better understand the boy's gacha power, because it's inconceivable that such a power is useless. She activates her skill and realizes that Light's power is hidden under several layers of protection. It's only someone of her level who could see the details. Light's unlimited gacha is far from useless. It can be activated infinite times, and the chance of rare cards appearing varies depending on the amount of mana in the place. There are 9 rarities, ranging from extra to error, and the more mana, the greater the chances of rarer cards coming. Mei explains that mana is something that exists all over the world, but its density on the surface is small, so rare cards are almost impossible to spawn. However, mana is abundant at the bottom of the abyss, so Light was able to summon a super ultra rare card. Mei admires Light's bravery for going alone to the bottom of the abyss just to access the full potential of the unlimited gacha and get her card. However, if he encounters any monster with his current status, he will be easy prey, but Mei will be by his side the entire time. Light says that she was wrong. He did not go to the bottom of the abyss alone. He went with a group that betrayed him and attacked him. He was pierced by arrows and was close to being killed by his own friends. They called him pathetic and said his skill was rubbish. All he wanted was to help his family, and yet they treated him that way just because he was human. His pain was unbearable. They didn't want to end discrimination. They just wanted to deceive him, and they will pay for it. He will not rest until those bastards suffer the consequences. Mei apologizes for not being able to understand the extent of his suffering, but she says that, with her power at his disposal, bringing justice to Light's enemies will be a simple task. If he gives the order, Mei will hunt them down one by one, but Light doesn't want that. He was tricked and beaten because he was weak. He needs to get stronger. Maybe it's impossible for a human like him, but he wants revenge with his own hands. Mei kneels before her new master and says that his wish is her command. If what he desires is personal revenge, then, by her maid's code of honor, she will help him. Light uses the power of his unlimited gacha once again. His goal is to establish a kingdom that will pave his way to revenge. The Dark Abyss was bathed in light, and so began Light's journey of vengeance. 3 years later, Light had already built a huge kingdom in the depths of the abyss, and filled his palace with a big harem of maids. And, just like Mei, they are all smitten with him, and wish to have him all to themselves, which makes Mei jealous and eager to shut them up. During his walk through town, everyone is happy to see him. The population has gotten so big these past years that Light thinks they should revise the system, because some merchants are complaining that they are running out of snacks. Light asks Mei about the activities of the other members of his max level warriors. Aoyuki has been scouting the upper levels of the abyss and drawing maps, and Light is not even worried about monsters attacking her because she is a highly skilled tamer. Ellie is working to develop new magic according to Light's grand plan, and he hopes she is not overwhelmed. And Nazuna is patrolling the castle grounds. According to Mei, even though she is an expert in close combat, she has problems in other areas, but Light thinks she is fun to be around. When they get inside the castle, Light is greeted by Jack, another one of his summons. He greets his master casually, which makes Mei angry, but Light doesn't mind it, because he sees Jack as an older brother. He is Light's fighting partner, and the boy has gotten way stronger since he fell into the abyss, meaning that Jack can only survive his punches because he is known as the Iron-Blooded Barricade. While Nazuna patrols the castle, she encounters some of the maids. They praise her for a job well done to make her happy, because they have second intentions. They want her to patrol an area that is off limits to them, and this area in particular is Light's bedroom. She knocks on the door and Mei answers. She says there's no need for Nazuna to patrol in there because the room is safe. According to her, she was just cleaning her master's bedroom because the maid's code obliges to do her duty even when Light is not around. But Nazuna notices that the bed was messy, as if someone was rolling around and kicking their legs while sniffing the pillows. Thankfully for Mei, Nazuna is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and she believes her when Mei says that this is the result of a unique, secret bed-making technique. But there was another reason for Nazuna being there. She says she has a message to Mei from the other maids. They want to remove her from the job of head maid because she has the monopoly of Light's bedroom, and her reign of tyranny must end. They finish the message telling Mei to get wrecked, and Nazuna's brain is not big enough to understand it. Mei gives her some coins as thanks and says that she will deal with the other maids herself, while Nazuna happily walks away and goes to the city to spend her money. Afterwards, she meets Aoyuki in the castle, but the cat girl only answers her with meows, so she tries to understand why she was already back. Maybe she was already done with her scouting job. Maybe there were no forests to scout. Or maybe she ran into a super strong monster and ran away. Nazuna thinks that even though she was summoned after Aoyuki, she looked like an older, stronger sister, so she would protect the little cat from scary monsters. But the truth was way simpler than that. Aoyuki starts speaking normally and says that she didn't encounter any threats. She just finished part of the map and came back to deliver it to Mei. Then it was time for Nazuna to patrol the throne room. She was sad because she hasn't seen Light all day and she misses him. She climbs on his throne and hugs it, thinking about how cool Light looks when he's sitting on it. She accidentally breaks the wing of an angel that is part of the throne, so she quickly tries to put it back and runs from the room as if her life depended on it. Light finishes his training session with Jack and they go to the baths. Jack says that Light pretty much mastered using his body as a weapon, and only a few could hold their own against him down there in the abyss. He says that even in the surface there are few who can do it, but the number is not zero. Light knows that there is much he doesn't understand about the surface, and he will not let his guard down. He needs to see his revenge through the end. In the castle, Mei calls for a meeting with the other maids and reads them their own message. They apologize and say that they only wanted to ease a bit of her burden, because she is always working. But Mei does not believe a single word. She completely rejects their demands and orders them to clean the hallway that leads to the throne room, and they are going to have to clean the entire place by hand. She says she will soon be going to the surface in a mission for Light, and expects them to work hard in her absence, because the way of the maid begins with a single step. Meanwhile, Nazuna is in the city admiring a weapon she cannot buy when Ellie runs into her. They start arguing the minute they greet each other, because Ellie calls Nazuna a dimwit and she cannot even do math properly to try and prove her wrong. Ellie says that, unlike Nazuna, she's an important part of Light's grand revenge plan, and she even had tea with her master to talk about their plans. She tells Nazuna the next time she's going to book a private room for her and Light, so they can have some nocturnal entertainment. But Nazuna has no idea what she's talking about. Not only she's a little stupid, she's also very childish. Her little brain had enough of it, so she changes the subject by saying that Ellie can ask her for help whenever she wants, because even though she's really good at magic, she struggles with close quarters combat. Back in the castle, the maids are outraged because of the amount of work that Mei gave them. Their only wish was to clean Light's room, but she could not even grant them that small thing. They realized that Mei was Light's first summon, which means they spent 3 months alone together until he summoned Aoyuki, and the maids go batshit crazy just thinking about what they might have done at the time. In their rage, they try to get together and come up with a curse to kill Mei, since they can't harm her in any other way. But the hot, strong maid is listening to everything behind the door. She barges inside the room and asks them why they are so intent on killing her. They almost crap themselves and say that they were only jealous of how close she was with Light. She tells them that Light spent the 3 months after she was summoned reading all sorts of books and practicing every kind of martial arts, so they did not have time to engage in any intimate activity. She went to talk to them because she thought that she was too harsh when she gave them their orders, but now she realizes that she was wrong. She should be even more strict to them, because if they had time to curse her, they have time to clean. So now they are going to clean the whole throne room as well. And while they are cleaning and complaining that it's going to take all night, one of them even drops the wing that Nazuna had broken. Speaking of Nazuna, she goes to sleep frustrated that Light didn't order her to be part of his plan, and she wishes to see him tomorrow, because she didn't see him at all that day. The next day, Light enters the abyss, where he meets Nazuna, Ellie, and Aoyuki. The other girls get jealous because he is petting Aoyuki just like a real cat, and wish for him to treat them the same, but their complaints have to end because they come face to face with a hellhound. Even after 3 years, Light still remembers the day he fell into the depths of the abyss as if it was yesterday, and he freezes at the sight of the monster. The girls get ready to protect him. They say that a mere mutt like that does not even deserve to live after trying to attack Light, and they should eradicate every last one of them, both from the abyss and the surface. They are ready to unleash their level 9999 at the beast, but the monster falls back and sits down like a dog. Then Light tells them to stand down and pets the monster as an apology. Even if he gave the order as a joke, the girls would immediately vaporize it. He tells them that he heard from May that it's time to put their plan in motion, for their prey has taken the bait. The three girls are thrilled to be a part of the action, and Light is eager to finally start his revenge plan. Their first destination is the city of wolves in the Beast Folk Federation, to face the Beastkin, Barrow.